Oh, hey there. Suddenly it just begins. This Life in Tech, episode 93. I'm Jason.
And I'm
I'm
Dan.
Ken. And I'm Ken.
Oh my God, man. How you guys been?
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Hey, I've been great. Thanks for asking. I'm feeling surly today, man. I don't know.
So you just finished your run. Or your cycle, excuse me. Your cycle.
See, I was thinking it was more because of the Nevada Athletic State Commission coming down on Connor and Habib. A bunch of clowns they are. I'm going to take 100% of your purse and 100% of your pay-per-view money. Yeah, good luck. The last time they tried stuff like that, they lost in court.
Yeah. Well, how about the better one? The UFC apparently trading Demetrius Johnson for Ben Askren.
That's actually a good trade because I've never liked Johnson. Anyone that calls himself Mighty Mouse, I mean, come on.
Dude, that guy was exciting to fight. Are you talking that back suplex to a flying armbar? I've never seen anything like that in my life. But Dana's been clear. He doesn't like that division. He's never. But wait.
What was he, lightweight? Or feather or a fly?
Like super flyweight or something. I think he weighs like I think, Ken, you make him look huge.
Yes.
Wow, thank you.
No, I'm sorry. You are huge compared to him. I'm sorry. Other way around. Yeah,
that's what she said. So
is that like having small hands?
I have no idea.
What's more exciting though, man, is will we get Ben Askren versus GSP?
No, won't happen.
GSP's not coming out of retirement, is he?
He's been out of retirement, but he's only going to fight for big money fights.
Dude, that's a huge fight, man. That's on the order of Randy Couture versus Fedor.
Oh, speaking of Fedor, did you see that fight with Chael?
Uh-huh. I did.
Chael got his butt kicked.
Dude, he got paid 150 pounds. I mean,
dude, can you imagine getting hit by Fedor? That fist.
Fedor weighs like 260 pounds. The guy is huge.
Yeah.
Chael's not even close to that. Chael may walk around at like 200, maybe.
Right.
He's not.
I honestly did not know that weight difference was that bad.
Oh yeah, Chael was fighting. He fought against the Spider, lost. Yeah. And then he went up to light heavyweight, lost. I mean, that guy has had more title fights than any person in UFC history, and to never win a title.
Chael's never won one.
He's the people's champion.
He's the people's champ.
People.
How dare you?
How many people you speak of?
Hey, man, listen. The guy shows up to fight. He doesn't give a shit.
Dude, I like him. I think he's hilarious. And those promos of his last fight with Fedor, and he had the American flag stuff on. He's like, "I'll fight a bear. I'll fight Putin." I'm like, this guy's hilarious.
That part's true. He just can't fight. He can wrestle. Look, this is how bad Chael is. He lost to Tito Ortiz, and Tito Ortiz is washed up at this point.
Are you going to watch the Chuck versus Tito fight?
I
like Chuck,
but I'm not paying for it.
Yeah. I don't know what time it's going to be on, but
I don't even know when it is.
I don't either. That tells you everything you need to know. I know it'll be on YouTube the next day.
It'll be on like that night. But here's the thing. I don't know that I can watch 3 rounds of two guys that are like 60 years old, gassed out, hugging.
Dude, they are way past their prime.
This is Tito's best chance to ever beat Chuck Liddell because Chuck Liddell's jaw is now glass. He's been knocked out way too many times. Those last several times the Iceman fought, they were brutal knockouts. And, I think Dana White said it best. I hope he never fights again because he's really worried about his health. I mean, this guy, Rashad Evans beat him.
Don't forget. Do you remember when Dana paid personal money to enter Chuck into that Pride Grand Prix?
Yeah.
He paid for him to go and bet $100K on him.
Whoa.
And Chuck Liddell knocked out Alistair Overeem.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until he fought Rampage. I think it was the quarterfinal. He got beat. That was old school, man. And so Dana likes that guy so much and he wanted him to retire. They paid him to not fight.
Yeah, they brought him into the UFC front office.
Mm-hmm. And paid him just so he wouldn't have to go fight, which of course now he doesn't have that job when WME bought the UFC. And hey, man, I don't know.
Yeah, no. So I looked him up. He lost to his last fight was 2010. He lost to Rich Franklin, Mauricio Rua, and Sugar. And the last win he had was 07.
Mm-hmm.
And he beat Wanderlei.
Mm-hmm.
So he is not, dude. He lost to Keith Jardine. Jeez.
That fight against Wanderlei Silva, I believe, was the same card when Brock Lesnar beat Randy Couture.
Maybe.
Dude, I love watching Brock fight. I've never seen somebody that big before. Like, I just freak of nature.
It's a big dude.
You do that much steroids for that long, you can get big too, Ken. You're just not going to grow 10 inches.
Well, you can get those lower leg grafts like midgets do. They'll get you taller.
I don't know if they can get that tall though. I mean, Brock Lesnar is like 6'6", right?
Man, who knows what's possible? Just go to China.
Oh, the Tito fight's November 24th.
You know that. Speaking of that, let's talk about transition because I did not intend to talk about UFC today, but screw it, we all like it. You know, for the longest time, the rumor's been that the Chinese have the technology to grow bone, and part of that rumor was Alistair Overeem had that technology applied to him, and that's how he was able to gain so much additional muscle mass, and not mass as in existing muscles getting bigger, but actually like more muscle systems, right? Because muscles have to attach to bone. And so the bigger your bones and the more skeletal surface area you have, the more muscle you can have.
I never heard of that before.
Look at pictures. I looked at this before. I don't know if this is true, but look at pictures of Alistair Overeem on like Google Images and look from like the beginning of his career to now, and you can actually see the shape of his skull changes.
Do you think that that's what Barry Bonds did? Because his head size went up like 3.
Well, HGH, human growth hormone, will definitely do that too. That's why, here's another perfect example. Look at the transition of Dana White over time.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Well, we know that point. That dude's been juicing with Joe Rogan.
And the Fertitta brothers, one of them really, I don't remember which one it was. I think Frank, or no, sorry, Lorenzo, really, pardon me, got into powerlifting. And listen, man, if you got that much money and you're into that, why wouldn't you take HGH and testosterone? Dude, I think about taking it, and I don't want to go lift heavy anymore at all.
Alistair was not, I don't want to say small in his early years, but
he
still had muscles. He was toned, but he was really tiny. And then they have a picture of him with a bigger head next to the small one. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Maybe he's just eating all that beef from China, which is all contaminated.
No, his argument, now remember, he's Dutch.
Milk.
No,
it's milk.
No, his argument was when he got popped is that he was eating contaminated horse meat.
Dude, who eats horse meat?
The Dutch and the French.
I did not know that.
Yeah. That was his argument. Was that he ate contaminated horse meat?
It's the same argument that Canelo has, right? Was it Canelo?
I don't know if it was horse meat. I remember somebody saying something about contaminated kangaroos. Man, I lose track of who gets caught.
Kangaroos? Oh my gosh.
Dude, you're just a meat and potatoes Tennessee boy.
No, it's the only thing I ever eat in my house is chicken. I've been married to a woman who only cooks chicken every single night. Hey, what's for dinner last night? Chicken and rice. What was it the night before? Chicken tacos. The night before that, chicken gumbo. I mean, it's chicken everywhere.
You were a vegetarian.
No, I'm just this good looking. So
how do you feel about your wife's cooking?
It's awesome. I will say that. She makes some wicked chicken gumbo, but it is my mom's recipe. So
I'm baiting you into it.
No,
we're on a
I know you are. There's no way you're not getting.
Can you have an alternative? You could start cooking.
That's a very valid point.
So your choice is shut up and eat what's being made or cook something yourself.
I know. But yeah, pretty much meat and potatoes. So.
Not me. I've never tried horse meat. I haven't had kangaroo. I have had
Snake.
fugu. I have had snake. I've had fugu. Blowfish.
Oh,
Poisonous.
isn't that dangerous?
It's a mere mortal.
If it's not prepared, it's exceedingly
Okay,
deadly.
Highlander. Okay, Duncan McLeod, what's going on?
Death will not come easy to me.
Death before dishonor, right?
Oh my god, dude, this has gone off the rails from the very first second.
Yeah. What did you have planned for us to talk about today?
Well, Dan and I were talking earlier today about something, and so it made me think about like general leadership in a classroom, which is directly equatable not only as being led, but being a leader to, I think, leadership in the boardroom. And I thought it'd be interesting to compare and contrast our experiences. But fuck it, apparently we're talking about gumbo and UFC today.
And horse meat. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll get more viewers.
Do you guys do you like escargot?
I've had it. It's okay. It's overpriced. I don't think it's worth the money.
Man, I love it. I gotta
Really?
be honest.
The
One
food
of the-
was really good, and it was only like, I mean, it's fine because you only get, it's like, you know, prepared like sushi, right? And it's like $70, but you only get these two little,
Like these two little snails.
Oh man, I don't know, dude. Every time I've had it the traditional French way, you get it on a circular disc that has like 5 or 6 scoops in it, and there's a snail in each, and then it's just baked with tons of butter and garlic, and then a little thin layer of cheese over top. One of the best experiences I ever had, man, just like human experience, was we were visiting some friends in Seattle a few years ago. I think I've told you about this, Dan. And we'd had an edible, and then we went to this like traditional French restaurant, and I had escargot, and all that garlic kicked in, man. And then we had some absinthe. Whoo, dude. Then we went on. What's that?
Oh, I didn't know you. I've never known anybody to try absinthe.
Yeah, man. And that's real absinthe. That isn't the neutered import kind. That was real.
straight from the wormwood.
Yes, that was wormwood based absinthe. And so then we went and did a walking ghost tour around downtown Seattle.
But that was an experience.
Oh, dude, it was a blast, man. It was an absolute blast.
That's
So
awesome.
when we're talking about some of that in terms of your edible, not that I've done that, but I did do some little biohacking, so to speak, over this past weekend, resetting my body. I did nothing but juice fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically every hour I was drinking 16-ounce glass of water, and then the next hour some 16-ounce glass of juice from the press. So juicing it myself. You know, the only sad part is throwing away all those remnants. But I gotta tell you, there were some really tasty juices, and Saturday was pretty rough.
You do this all day.
All day Saturday, all day
So
Sunday.
No food.
All day Saturday, all day Sunday. When I woke up Monday, I was like, all right, and I went and made some food. I was like, I could have probably done this for a little while longer.
Mm-hmm.
But Saturday was tough. I got to tell you, I feel tremendously better than what I did. I don't feel tired. I feel good. I mean, basically, I gave my body 48 hours to not have to worry about digestion and just absorb nutrients and heal. I didn't have alcohol or caffeine. It was nothing but water and juice.
It's amazing how, when left to itself, barring any kind of disease or pathology, how fast your body's able to rebalance itself. Not only digestively, which is largely microbial, the flora, the microbiological flora in your gut, but also your hormones. But we know epiphenomenally that both of those dictate mental state.
Yeah. So, super.
Hey, did you get sick on Monday morning though, when you finally had some food?
Nope.
Nothing. Interesting.
It's good to go. No issues at all. Now, I mean, if you're not talking about doing it for there are people who will do this for like it's not recommended, but for people who are overweight, if you need to drop weight fast, just do this. You do this for 30 days, and dude, you'll drop a lot. I wouldn't recommend you do it, Ken, because then you'll probably be like 20 pounds.
The only thing is that with or without shoes?
That's soaking wet jeans. So, oh my gosh.
Well,
man's punching bag.
Mrs. and I just did one from Friday to Tuesday.
Yeah,
we didn't do juice though.
Marcia did it too.
Yeah, it was her idea, man. I was just along for the ride.
What was your
we didn't do juice though. We did about a year and a half ago, man. She joined this. I don't know what to call it. Let's call it a fitness club, but it's a online club. And so she's been working out like crazy, like at least once, if not twice a day, solid for a year and a half. And it's a really interesting system, man. What they do is they form little groups, like Facebook groups, and one person is elected the trainer or the leader of the group. So she's the leader of her subgroup. And then you get access to these workout regimens. So it's a schedule plus videos. And so it's like having a personal trainer without having to go. But it's not like jazzercise. I mean, these are like, I've watched her, man. They're serious workouts, dude. It's no joke. But man, dude, she got rid of all that baby weight, really fit and toned. And so she needed to push past another boundary. She's like, let's do this. Think about like a protein shake. It was that kind of not a fast, but a cleanse.
I gotcha.
But it's like a shake base. So you can call it like a juice fast, but it's not fruit juice.
Yeah. So I was unofficially diagnosed with having adrenal fatigue. So part of the reason for the juicing was to get the nutrients that were going, so the funny part in reading about it, made a lot of sense, probably was, but when you're under a lot of stress, you have a tremendous amount of cortisol that is in the body. And if you don't get rid of it, it just keeps doing weird things to you. So part of the reason for that is to reset. And then all of the juices I had were specifically to do something with my adrenals, liver, or kidney, and just supporting it. And dude, I feel so much better. I've decided I'm going to start trying to do this at least every other month, but would like to try to do it once a month. And as I build up, I'm going to try and do it for a full week.
Yeah.
Did you lose weight?
Like recently or in general?
No, like just over that weekend, this weekend.
Oh, maybe over. I didn't weigh myself yet, but I've been losing a tremendous amount of weight just from being in the gym quite a bit. I mean, at the beginning of the year, I was at 212 pounds, and I'm at 188 as of last Thursday.
Did you have a goal?
No.
Just whatever came.
Just eating healthier, and being active. So I may have lost a little bit. My goal is to be like in the 170s. I don't know if I can get there. My doctor doesn't think that's too healthy for me to be that way, that I should be about right around 180 would probably be a healthy spot. I'm like, all right, well, if I can get to 175, I mean, I fluctuate quite a bit because if I have to travel, I'd like to make it to a point where I don't have to necessarily care what I'm going to eat. And I'd rather save most of my unhealthiness for, bourbon.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is the more fit you are, the faster your body will correct itself.
Yeah.
Like if you have a cheat day or you have to travel, you have to eat a fucking cheeseburger or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so the one thing I have been doing like all this week, because I'm just coming off this fast, I'm not eating or consuming anything that's processed. If it's processed food, nope.
Not doing it. Well, the thing that I've noticed makes Marcia and her little group successful, the people that are successful, is it's showing up every day and being consistent, like pretty much everything else in life. Go imagine, right? And the nice thing they do to incentivize is they have these group bet systems where you pay in, let's say $10, and you set a weight goal, and everybody's weight goal is different, obviously, because everybody's an individual and at a different starting weight. So they base it off lost pounds. You know what I mean? Let's say net loss. And then at the end of that workout cycle, however long it is, whoever lost the most wins the pool. And she's won every fucking one for like a year, man.
Mrs. Pittman's a machine. This is the reason why. This is why she's doing all that, because she knows the zombies are coming, and you're going to run, and she's going to be left there to fight.
We just had that conversation the other day again.
She's going to fight off the zombies because she's like, "Hey, my husband's running, so I'm going to stay here and protect my property from these zombies. I'm going to choke them all out."
Well, it's good too, man, because typically,
ride away. You're going to ride away. You're not running. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was going to say, because typically, well, not now because it's too cold and it's dark, but around the time she would get up and work out, I'd be out riding. So it's been good too for our daughter to see her working out and start to develop habits. So she started doing like yoga as well as a 4-year-old can, right?
Yeah. They'll mimic.
Yeah. And it creates
true.
that sense of get up and move and do something.
That's good. I mean, it's good. It's good for, for any of our children to see that, because they're going to start to develop those habits.
Exactly.
Almost everything we do is a learned behavior. So,
yeah, or through some negotiated social contract. Sure.
Yep.
But man, there's an enormous amount of science coming out and has been coming out around restricted eating, periodic fasting, periodic juice cleansing. It all kind of physiologically boils down to the same things, which is basically not eating processed foods regularly and periodically giving your body a chance to rebalance itself. That's directly linked to longevity.
Yeah. Like one of the things that I've thought about is, because this wasn't a cleanse, this was just juice to directly support my organs. But I've thought about the next time what I'll do is I will start and do a day of cleanse and then go back and rebuild the nutrients with the juice. So if I can extend this, I don't know when the next 3-day weekend I'm going to have, but I might do it over a 3-day weekend and try to see if I can go the same distance and go like, all right, Friday evening, I'll start the cleanse part, keep the cleanse going on Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, rebuild back up with just the nutrients.
Well, so this is an interesting transition too, because I'm wondering at one point if she's going to start getting interested in supplements. So she started taking like BCAAs to help build muscle mass and recover. And that's a short step to start to take some of the stuff I used to take, like 5-HTP, acetylcholine for the mental biohacking. And listen, man, I'm a big proponent of self-experimentation.
Well, I'm about ready to start another round of transcranial direct current stimulation.
Yep.
Because I'm getting ready to come up with another residency, and time to move in with that. Focus can't have a new device that has some other features. Yeah.
Well, so Ken, I don't know if you know this, but like when I was doing my doctorate, I had a stack of probably about, it varied depending on what part of the cycle I was in, but between 8 and 10 supplements I took that were all engineered to increase, let's say, mental acuity. And that went on for quite some time until I experimented a little too much, and it went kind of south. I got like really moody one time, like really, really angry, and that got cut.
I never thought about using that to enhance cognition.
Oh man, there's a tremendous amount of science around it. There's all kinds of different things you can take.
What do they call it? Nootropics?
Nootropics.
Yeah. Nootropics? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew there was that really weird word for it. That's interesting.
Up to and including caffeine and nicotine.
Yeah, what's with that? I read some guy from Google had written an article about a bullet coffee or something, some new thing, or butter or something.
Yeah, you put butter in coffee.
I've never heard of that before.
Well, they got that from the Sherpas there in Tibet, because that's what because they're doing it. I mean, they have a lot of fat content in their diet because of the cold.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that.
Yeah, so they would put like yak butter in their tea.
Mm-hmm.
And that's well, there's a whole bunch of bullshit behind the bulletproof stuff and who created what first. But dude, I do it periodically to get the fat for the neural benefit.
Yeah, sure.
Because the other thing too is it doesn't break a fast.
Oh, interesting.
So you're still technically, like, if you're in a ketogenic system, you still stay in ketosis.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So Ken, you may not have known, but so when Silent Circle went hell in a handbasket, I did the transcranial direct current stimulation because I had no certifications at the time. So I passed 5 certifications in 6 weeks.
Dude, you didn't get, there wasn't any fallout from that, like physically?
No. I mean, not that I can tell.
No, you've got these shakes, you know?
No. The first day, I had a little bit of a headache, but it was.
What's it called?
So it's TDCS.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah. So there's
Did you pay for something like this?
I paid for the device. You can make your own.
Oh, with the device. Oh yeah.
So the one I use is FOC.us. I really like their product. It was mainly a lot of gamers will do it for a lot of the e-gaming to quickly learn the games.
That came out of the Air Force.
Yeah, so DARPA has a montage for what they used to train drone pilots.
Huh.
And so I did that montage, and I passed the CompTIA CASP, which is like their equivalent to the CISSP. I passed CISM from my
security manager.
Yeah, the CEH, and some from Security University, which are, one was like a different pen testing one, which was hands-on, and what they would call a security analyst. So 2 from there, the CEH, CompTIA CASP, and the ISACA CISM. I took all of them in 5 or 6 weeks, 5 certifications in 6 weeks. And yeah, it was pretty intense.
Right. Did you do this before the doctorate?
No, this was after the doctorate. If I'd known about it during the doctorate stuff, I'd have finished much sooner.
You may have actually beat me.
No, because there wasn't enough literature out there for my study. There wasn't enough resources for my study until the basically early spring of 2013, because Charlie published his book in 2012 November. So the resources started coming around, and once the literature sources became available, then I was actually able to start writing.
Does that sound like a big excuse to you, Ken? Why you didn't beat me?
Y'all started at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Same cohort.
Yep, same cohort. And then
Jason, he transferred in half his credits.
Yeah. Jason finagled and bribed the dean at the time to give him a full-time academic position so he could start taking 3 classes at a time. I'm not sure. Maybe he's got pictures of this particular individual in compromising positions. I don't know. I don't put anything past the ninja. There's a reason why he's the ninja. All that around. So, hey, hats off to you. You wind up, whatever you had to do, you used the leverage. It was great. You were kind of like John Travolta in Battlefield Earth. You got the leverage. You used it.
It's one thing. I'll take the comparison to John Travolta. It's actually a compliment in a lot of ways, but the Battlefield Earth Scientology angle, I don't know. I think I have to object to that.
Well, no, that was the whole aspect of, it's all about getting leverage. Yeah.
He was doing the e-readers and, all that good stuff.
I don't know, man. So, but put this back. So if your business, you're Alistair Overeem, and your business is punching people in the face as hard and as fast as you can,
you're going to do what you can.
Why wouldn't you?
That's true.
Why wouldn't you want to take human performance and move it from an 8 on the dial to an 11 if you could? Especially if there's little or no consequence.
Man, that is a big guy too. I mean,
this guy's huge.
He is huge.
Look up the photo of when he fought Brock Lesnar. Look at their face off. I mean, anyway, man. So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, come on, man. Why wouldn't you? Anyway.
Hey, I thought about it.
Yeah. I tried to trick my doctor into prescribing it for me. TRT.
See, there's always something. If he had leverage over this doctor like he did the dean, he would have been able to get it.
I bet I can get away with it here in North Carolina. I would venture a guess that it may not be as sophisticated as the Kaiser system in California.
Kaiser's so sick.
Well, it is North Carolina. I mean, like if you were in Raleigh, you may have a little bit of a challenge, but
well, see, the tragedy of it is I was only 2 hours away from Tijuana. I really could have just taken a trip down to visit Pete and go across the border.
that's true. You could have.
Yeah,
Like some, what is it, Modafinil or something?
Modafinil.
But Pete might have moved you, and you don't know. You might have ended up in the donkey show. I have no
Dude,
idea.
who knows what could have happened
Or
with
eating
that.
donkey, you know?
Pete's a weird cat. You never know what he would do.
You never know what's going to happen when you're in that place, man. That's a crazy, scary place. Anyway, what were you asking about modafinil?
Yeah, that's the one that a lot of the Air Force pilots use.
Dude, it's popular with anybody that wants to get shit done in focus.
Yeah.
Modafinil?
Modafinil.
Oh,
It's the generic of the attention deficit drug.
Adderall.
Like Adderall.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be better, actually.
Well, there's a whole thing behind it because it's not like, strictly speaking, the generic. It's two different forms of the same compound. The chirality, the spin of the chemical, is different, and so that's why it works differently. Like if you compare those to like Ritalin, for instance. So you can take those drugs, and in some people it calms them down because they're already overexcited, or with other people that are underexcited, it'll overexcite them.
Right on.
Dude, you know all about this stuff.
I have hobbies, man.
You're a Renaissance man.
I have hobbies.
Yeah.
He's a shaman, not a renaissance. There's a big difference.
A shaman.
Although I am going to the Ren Fair this weekend.
Are you?
Yeah, man. I'm digging this. Let's see. I think it's going to be pretty legit from what I can tell. Like pretty serious.
Well, Halloween's next week, and I've got all my stuff is in for the Halloween costume.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As your superhero.
No, I'm a Sith always.
Like Ken doesn't even know what to say to
everything.
that. Look at the poor guy.
Like, I mean, do you paint your face? Put all the pokes on it and stuff?
No, I do get the face aspect, yes, but I don't put any pokes on there.
Oh.
Do we want to talk about the aspect of a 40-year-old man dressing up for Halloween?
I gotta scare these kids. I got smoke machine. So all these teenagers come in, they start talking trash. They ring the doorbell, and then the lightsaber lights up behind them because I can just sneak up behind them and scare them. It's great.
Well, you know, the irony of that is I say that, and I'm dressing up and going to a Ren Fair. So,
yeah.
But that's like legit. I mean, this isn't like kids' games. This is serious business. I got my tankard already washed out and prepared to receive the blood of the All-Father.
Mead.
Oh my God.
Mead. That's right,
You
man.
guys.
That's why I get enough land to where not only I can have more of my own grown crops, but then I can put a beehive in, and then the honey I can turn into mead.
Mm-hmm. I've thought about it. Seriously, I've really seriously thought about beekeeping.
No, it's not an aviary. What's it called with a beehive?
Fuck, I don't remember.
Aviary is for birds.
Birds, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the name is for it, but I've looked into it, man. It's pretty straightforward. You just got to pay some money to get set up.
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively. I mean, it's pretty legit, and like a hive can cover something like 5 acres.
It's really good for the
Something
state of the
else you can
environment.
do, where I go hunting at on a buddy's land here,
Wait,
he
you
lets
hunt? Like, what do you hunt?
deer.
Deer.
Yeah.
Are you any good?
Let's just say I've never missed.
Never missed.
And they go down in one shot.
All right, so we may need to make a trip to Tennessee because Jason and I have been talking about, hey, we want to get into some hunting. We want to figure out how to do this.
My father-in-law got me into it. Never shot a gun before. 6 years ago, bought me a 270 and a 22. Said go practice with the 22. My buddy took me hunting, and I can't wait for deer hunting. Do what?
22 rifle?
Rifle. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. You
Dude,
practice because the 22s are cheaper than the 270 bullets.
Anytime you want to go hunting, we can walk right across this field and hunt on the family's land for deer or for turkey?
Yeah, we do turkey too. We're gonna do
Interesting.
duck next year with some of the Duck Dynasty people, hopefully.
I don't really like duck, so
Hey, but anyway, I wanted to get back to the bees thing. You know, there's you can get a hive.
I'm shocked that you hunt. I'm
You're
surprised
shocked?
you haven't done that hot. I mean,
I'm not a city slicker.
Oh,
I
I'm not
am.
a city slicker.
I mean, I just have pistols.
Well, yours is for killing people and zombies, helping Marsh out when the apocalypse starts.
wait, who are you talking to?
But him,
Jason's
he's gonna
not
make a run.
No, Jason's getting on his bike and riding away from the zombies. Marsha's going to be there and she's going to strangle them. That's why she's doing all this working out. She's going to rip their head off.
In fact, man, I picked out a couple places we're gonna go look at in the mountains to buy. Like 30, 40, 50 acres, put a cabin on it.
Like up high, so you have the high ground. You can see them coming.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
See a wall, like the hilltop in the Walking Dead, baby.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so your bees, Ken. Go ahead, bees.
So anyway, yeah, I mean, you can find local farms that will let you do a setup with just one little bin and get all that honey.
It's great for the crops.
And they don't. My buddy doesn't charge anything because it does all the crops for deer season and all the sunflowers and corn, and then he gets some of the honey.
Huh, that's interesting. See, I'm looking to do it just because I want the honey and I want to have my own crops, so to speak. Trying to live more off the land myself rather than constantly having to go and buy it from somewhere else. You never know, because there's all these things are organic. They say it's organic. But what if these farms next to them aren't? Then it's just getting the runoff. Those are things that but if it's my own,
I've had gardens for a long time of various sizes and yield, and man, I don't know what it is necessarily. Part of it might be psychological, but there's nothing that tastes as good as your own grown stuff.
That's the way deer meat is. It's so good.
I love venison chili, venison jerky, venison steak.
Yeah, well, they just killed some deer across the field on the family land a few weeks ago, and they brought me some sausage and steaks. Man, it was tasty.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'd be down for that, dude. I'll come to you, or you can come here. It doesn't matter to me. We can do both, depending on how the states set their seasons.
Yeah, right now we're in deer season, but for bow and arrow, and then it'll be musket, and then I haven't gotten into that yet.
Musket, and
then rifle.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm watching Rambo movies again, so I can just see how he uses that bow and arrow.
Does Tennessee separate long rifle from slug shotgun, or is it the same?
It's the same.
I don't remember how it was in Ohio growing up. I want to say it was separate, but I could be misremembering that. But bow and musket were separate for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You start off with bow and arrow or crossbow, and then that's just about done, and then musket will start up. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. I'll tell you what, you get into hunting and that first deer walks out, you start getting like this build up. You're like, holy smokes, there's deers walking out. And then, my first 2 years, I just shot the first thing that came out. And my buddy on the land, he said, you got to stop doing that. Wait. And so I waited till this 6-point buck came out last year, now on the second day of season, and clean shot through and through on the heart, and walked over and took 2 of us to get it in the back of the pickup, and then took it to the processor, and he fixed it up the way I want, all the sausage and stuff. And then my wife refuses to put it in the freezer, so I put it in a Coleman ice chest, and I bring it to work and give it away.
I'll tell you what I would have found, man.
She only cooks chicken.
I know, but she doesn't like the taste of venison. So I do. I'm going to get a hydrator this year and do beef jerky. Mm-hmm. I did that a couple years ago.
Do you have the head like on your mantle?
I didn't do the head last year, but I did have him take a saw and chop right under the top of the skull, and got the horns. They're hanging up in my garage. But this year, we're going for stuffed head.
I'll tell you what I want to try, man. I don't know that this exists. It has to somewhere. I want to hire somebody that will take me and maybe you guys or a group of people into a big area with a big animal, like elk, for instance.
Elk, yeah.
I want to persistent hunt it. I don't want to shoot it. I want to chase it with a spear.
We were looking to do that. You can do it with mule or like mule deer. And the place we were looking at, they'll take you on a guide for, I think it'll take care of all the food, the camp and tents. It was like $5,500 up in Montana. But we actually, a buddy and I were looking into doing that in the future. I would love to track.
Yeah, but listen to what I'm saying. I don't want to shoot it with anything. I want to chase it until it gets tired and then stab it with a spear.
With a spear?
Are you going to make your own spear, though?
Yes,
Are you
along
going
the
to
way.
wear a loincloth?
No, man. What the fuck? I didn't say I want to be a savage. I said I want to try persistent. I want to try persistent hunting. This is what our ancestors did. That's our one advantage over all the rest of the animal kingdom is our stamina.
That is true.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Get it, dig it. That's the part. I'm trying to learn how to. When I'm done with the MBA at Michigan, too bad they don't have a class in the MBA. I'm going to have a forge, and I'm going to start making.
You and that masters.
You know, my brother can. He's a blacksmith.
Yeah, that's what
I didn't even know you had a brother.
Yeah, that's what he did for a long part of his life was farrier work, horseshoeing, and blacksmithing.
Big ass halberd.
Dude, he could make you some sweet spears.
He can make arrowheads, knives, swords, spears.
I want to make my own.
A Jerusalem. What do they call them? Jerusalem knives or something? They have like all the fancy stuff. The look of it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nah, man.
Might have to look that up.
That's some mall ninja shit.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find a picture of that deer.
Oh man.
Jerusalem knife?
How we go from UFC to chasing shit with spears? Like really all I wanted to talk about.
Gladiator.
All I wanted to talk about today was leadership.
It just looks like a regular table knife.
What's it called?
This Jerusalem knife you're talking about looks like a regular knife.
No. There's a special one that has a Damascus. That's what it is.
Oh, there's a little bit
Damascus. Yeah, well, it's that same area of the world.
Picture of a Jerusalem knife, like that's just a steak knife, Ken. What are you talking about?
Oh, so yeah. Here we go.
It's a dagger. I can. Yeah.
Here's what I typically put on the bullets before I shoot them. Can you see that at all? That bullet? It says Bambi on it.
What?
Can you not see that?
See what?
Oh, I saw it. I just can't believe it, man.
Really?
On the
I write Sharpie Bambi's name on the bullet and then I put it in there, load it, and then go shoot the deer.
He writes it on the casing. On the
casing, yeah. Dude, I'm hardcore, man. Hardcore.
You're a bastard. Why would you do that?
Listen, man, I got to be honest. That's a little twisted.
It's a lot.
You know.
All the time I thought Jason was the most twisted person. Now all of a sudden you're like taunting these deer with Bambi bullets.
Yeah, what does that do to your world when you realize that I'm centrist?
Yeah, it really messes everything up. I'm gonna go rethink my life now.
See, I just gave you a whole new perspective on me.
Maybe you'll transfer to Notre Dame.
No. Never. We're still going to maintain going to a top 10 school in every category.
Notre Dame's not top 10. I did not know that.
They're not. In their MBA program, I think it's like, I think they're at like 50th.
Oh. What city do you live in?
South Bend.
I wonder how far that is from my house.
You're in Tennessee?
Yeah.
6 hours.
See, I could bring you up a bunch of deer meat if you wanted it.
Yeah. Come on up.
Jason, I don't know how far you are from me.
You're about halfway in between me and Dan.
Yeah, dude. What I do is just go out and kill like 2 or 3 and then get a bunch of ice chests and bring them up. Give you all the meat. Dude, I have no problem doing that. It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, you can come on up, stay.
It's a good time. Just don't let that drunk Ian in.
Oh, I remember that conversation. I actually remember that one.
Yeah, they decided they were gonna, destroy my kitchen. Well,
No. There's no they. There's no they.
That was you.
No,
not you, Jason.
Dan destroyed the kitchen. Jason was civilized and took it outside and dropped them on his head.
I repeatedly said no. Repeatedly.
I don't recall any of that. I just know that they were out there wrestling in the yard. I've got pictures.
Well, I figured. Listen, man, I figured if I just satisfy the guy and I tie him up, he'll get tired, which he did, and he ain't gonna do anything to me. So I'll just tie him up and hold him, which I did.
The great part is when he finally showed up to work, like at noon the next day, I had them both over there. I said, what you didn't realize is that you all were each battling to see which was going to be my Sith apprentice, and Jason won. And Ian's like, this I want to rematch with him. I'm like, no, the Sith way. He got you at your weakest point and defeated you. Fair.
So we got Kylo Ren over here, right?
Yeah. You're out, Jason's in. That's just the way it goes.
Was this Silent Circle days?
No, this is dude like a month ago. Dude, I wanted to talk about like business ideas and research, and this dude wouldn't stop touching me.
Ken, did you have Emily Daraj, or do you know Emily Daraj?
I know who that is.
Yeah, so I've got her working for me now here at the bank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is she there full time now?
She'll be here full time, probably like in January.
What was that? She had a really good dissertation idea, if I remember.
She's got a lot of good ideas.
Yeah.
Are you recruiting? Progeny.
What's that?
I said,
are you recruiting capital people?
She's one of my students too.
Yeah, I think she's in a couple classes with me.
Yeah, you guys were close in cohort.
Yeah, she's really nice.
She's a sweetheart. Wow. I think that's it.
Yep.
I think
I got a meeting at 11 anyway. Great. This turned out great. I get some deer meat coming up.
Yep.
If I can't figure out how to shoot one myself, you would think here in Indiana there'd be a lot of places to do this stuff, but I have no idea. I don't have time.
All you have to do is just find someone, lease some land. You pay like $500 or $1,000, depending on what kind of land and how many acres. And sometimes it comes with a deer stand, sometimes it doesn't. And you tell them when you're coming out, so they won't think you're illegally there, and you just go out, sit in a stand at 5 a.m. till about 8 or 9. It's quiet. Don't bring my phone. Wonderful.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, dude. No kids. Get up early. Just sitting in there, freezing your butt off. But it's just quiet. Watch the sun come up. It's nice.
Right on.
All right, man. That's it. Episode 93.
We're all over the place.
Be excellent to one another.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Go blue.
Maximize human performance. Go Buckeyes.
All right. See you.
Later, guys.